Hey everyone! Welcome back to another Bible study session. Today, we continue our journey through Genesis as we dive into Genesis chapter 5. This chapter is often overlooked, but it holds deep significance in understanding God's plan, the messianic lineage, and even the fascinating longevity of the pre-flood generations. So, grab your Bible, and let's get started. Genesis chapter 5 is often referred to as the genealogy of Adam. It bridges the gap between Adam and Noah, listing 10 generations and emphasizing a key pattern: life, offspring, and death. The passage follows a repetitive literary structure. When A had lived X years, he fathered B. A lived Y years after he fathered B, and had other sons and daughters. Thus, all the days of A were Z years, and he died. Genesis chapter 5 verse 332. However, one name stands out: Enoch. His story breaks this pattern, and we will explore why in a moment. The importance of the genealogy. One key aspect of Genesis chapter 5 is how it echoes both the command and the consequence given by God. 1. The phrase, "he lived, had sons and daughters," reminds us of God's command to be fruitful and multiply. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. 2. The phrase, "and he died," is a sobering reminder of the curse of sin from Genesis chapter 2 verse 17. "For in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die." This genealogy isn't just a list of names, it's a reminder of humanity's fallen state and the promise of redemption. Additionally, some scholars believe the names in Genesis chapter 5 carry a hidden gospel message when translated from Hebrew. This theory suggests that the meanings of these names point to the coming of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. What an incredible foreshadowing of God's redemptive plan. The longevity of pre-flood people. One of the most fascinating aspects of Genesis chapter 5 is the incredibly long lifespans recorded. Adam lived 930 years. Genesis chapter 5 verse 5. Methuselah lived 969 years. Genesis chapter 5 verse 27. And Noah was 500 years old before he had his sons. Genesis chapter 5 verse 32. Many theories attempt to explain this longevity. 1. Some suggest a different method of counting years, though there's no strong biblical evidence for this. 2. Others propose that pre-flood conditions, such as a protective water canopy mentioned in Genesis chapter 1 verse 6-8, shielded people from harmful radiation, leading to extended lifespans. 3. Another theory is that genetic mutations and environmental changes after the flood led to the gradual decrease in lifespans. Psalm chapter 90 verse 10. Whatever the reason, Genesis presents these numbers as historical reality, and they play a crucial role in understanding the pre-flood world. Enoch, the man that walked with God. Among all the names in Genesis chapter 5, one person stands out: Enoch. His story is unique. While the pattern of "and he died" repeats over and over, Genesis chapter 5 verse 24 tells us something different about Enoch. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Genesis chapter 5 verse 24. What does this mean? Hebrews chapter 11 verse 5 sheds light on this. By faith Enoch was taken up so that he should not see death, and he was not found, because God had taken him. Instead of dying, Enoch was raptured by God. This makes him one of only 2 people in the Old Testament who did not experience death, the other being Elijah. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 11. Some scholars even speculate that Enoch and Elijah could be the 2 witnesses in Revelation chapter 11 verse 312. Enoch's life teaches us that walking with God isn't about religious rituals, it's about deep, personal fellowship with Him. Are we walking with God daily? Methuselah and Noah, the coming judgment. Another remarkable figure is Methuselah, whose name means, "when he dies, it shall come." According to biblical chronology, the year Methuselah died was the same year the flood began. His long life, 969 years, is a testament to God's patience before bringing judgment. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. Then, we come to Noah. In Genesis chapter 5 verse 29, his father Lamech prophesies about him. "Out of the ground that the Lord has cursed this one shall bring us relief from our work and from the painful toil of our hands." Noah's name means rest or comfort, and indeed, through him, God preserved humanity and gave the world a fresh start. His story continues in Genesis chapter 6, which we will study next time. Genesis chapter 5 is more than just a genealogy. It's a reminder of God's faithfulness, the reality of sin, and the promise of redemption. Are we walking with God like Enoch? Are we paying attention to God's signs like Methuselah's generation? Let's reflect on our own faith journey. If you found this study helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts. See you in the next study.